Sundaram sir. It's my privilege. It's a fantastic event. I would have actually missed it. There was some reason where I could have really avoided. Farooq sir showed the gun to me, and then I really think I would have really missed this event. So far, the patient with wide QRS heart failure, especially when this history of syncope, etc., is such kind of a wide QRS, when it's a desperate situation, we used to do some kind of devices, very, at times, easy, many times quite difficult, a tedious task, multiple leads. For example, in this particular case, very fragile. You needed to push as much of the lead inside to accommodate some space in the pocket. Maybe the tools have become better. Procedure may be simple, but this multi-lead placement to achieve narrowing of the QRS has its own problems. We know that almost like 30% of them, they don't really respond. And it's very rare to get a good placement in all the cases. As long as we don't achieve a good placement of the leads, you may not be able to achieve a good result. So these are the drawbacks. They're very rare, to get this kind of a placement. So it's kind of a challenge to make a wide QRS, narrow QRS, to achieve better results. Very rare, it's up to just 25% when you get this kind of a wide QRS with such kind of a narrow QRS with multiple leads. And then the other challenging subset is a wide QRS of right bundle branch block morphology. And then we know that the results are much low. And there are ways of doing CRTs in such kind of a atypical wide QRS or a right bundle branch block morphology. If you put the leads in a conventional way, as we do in LBBB, if you do in an RBBB, well, it makes no sense actually, and hence there are no good results. So what many people, including us, we do in such cases when there's a desperation, we really resort to figure it out the activation map. For example, in this case, we do a three-dimensional electroanatomic mapping, figure it out, where is the earliest activation, where is the latest activation, and then we try to put in the leads in an unconventional way, but again using multiple leads. For example, in this particular case, I hope this runs, you would notice that in the RBBB, of course, the left bundle is the first activation, then it comes here, and then the right ventricle. So we need to be figuring it out, which is the earliest site of activation and the latest site of activation, and try to get in there. For example, it's totally unconventional way of doing the effort of narrowing of the QRS, and you achieve a good result. See, this all technology of making a narrow QRS is based on our traditional learning of the conduction system. This iconic cartoon is what we have been looking at as the representation of the specialized conduction system ever since we were introduced to the medical school. Whenever you ask to draw the diagram of the conduction system, it is this what we write. We write right bundle, left bundle, and the fascicles. And then when we are told to figure it out on the diagram, where is the right bundle, we put a cross here. Left anterior fascicle, we put a cross there. This is what is the traditional teaching. And when it comes to the CHB, we make another set of diagram where we show multiple crosses. So this has been the conventional teaching. So whenever this is right bundle block, then we will think that, well, this is what it is, and hence to overcome that we need to be pacing here. But recently, there has been a significant understanding about the specialized conduction system. What we believe the left anterior fascicle does not originate from here onwards. There are fascicles which have been destined to become left anterior fascicle much before this traditional way of bifurcation. Their birth takes place within the AV node and the His bundle. So those are the fascicles already destined, and then they come down, and then, for example, here is a left anterior fascicle. There are fascicles which are destined to become left posterior fascicle. And then these fascicles together is the left bundle. Similarly, there are fascicles which have been destined to become right bundle before the traditional understanding that they actually arise here. So with this knowledge and with available tools, what is possible to be done is, if you have a right bundle branch block, structurally normal heart, we should understand that the block is much more proximal within the His bundle. And then if you bring in a tool, and then that you put here, and you pace, you overcome the right bundle. Similarly, if you have a left bundle, you can actually locate that fascicle within the His bundle, and then you can bring the tool with the screw-in lead, and then you can actually screw it there within the His bundle system. And hence, you may actually overcome the left bundle branch block. Similarly, the complete heart block most often resides, the pathology resides much more proximally than distally. And if you have understood this concept, and if you have a tool, it is possible to bring in the tool, the lead, beyond the site of the block and overcome the complete heart block. For example, this is left bundle. Again, a desperate situation, you need to do a device implant. So what do we do? You can actually bring in a tool, a sheath, and then near the membranous septum, 2 more minutes, near the membranous septum, you actually map the left bundle. So it is within the right ventricle, near the membranous septum, you mapped, and then here, you actually screw it into the His bundle. In the intraventricular septum summit, where it is thin, it is possible to screw there. And then you can overcome the left bundle, and then you can achieve the narrow QRS. Similarly, this case, for example, high-grade AV block with the right bundle. Here too, you can bring in the lead, and at a site where you thought you are beyond the His bundle, you can overcome the block. So this is how the ECG is taken. For example, this is LBBB monomorphic VT, and then this is one way of achieving. So here, in addition to that, you can place the lead. So finally, what is going to happen very soon is this kind of a situation where you have again LBBB, a sudden cardiac arrest, and then you are going for a device implant. What could be the future is this. This is known as a single lead solution. What happens here? You can, in lieu of 3 leads for a CRTD, in the future, you may get it. This is our third case. What is being demonstrated is our third case. A single lead, especially when you do not have to pace the atrium, you have one lead which has a proximal pair of electrodes which will sense and very soon will be able to pace. And here, it is a correction of the bundle branch by pacing, and then you have a defibrillator. So this is probably the future, is a single lead solution for a multiple leads, when we all know that the major problem of device implantation is the multiple leads. And then it is not also necessary sometimes to use the tools we can make. The home tools, a stillate can be performed So I think this is what is going to be the future. We should look forward to this. Thank you.